Hello everyone. If you're new to Adobe AnimateCC, or if you want to summarize or recall some basic part of AnimateCC, I hope this video will help you. So let's get started. Number 1, settings. Once you click on the create new button here, you're going to see this window. So about kind of several options, but normally I'm choosing this under web, and then width and height 640 by 480, and frame rate by default setting 24. So that means there will be 24 sequences in 1 second animation. But when you choose to do this like a social, so this for the kind of video production, you're going to see the different frame rate, 30 frames. So there's some kind of gaps. Maybe you may see another kind of a frame rate when you open on the Adobe After Effects or Premiere for the video production. These things are different based on the kind of the region. So NTSC and the PAL, we're going to talk about that later. But it's not a big deal here now because we can change these settings at any time. So let me go back to web. And 24 frame rate and the HTML5 or ActionScript 3.0 platform. So this is a kind of a point where you need to decide. So this is based on the your goal, where you want to use this AnimateCC file for. For example, for the video production like the Instagram, actually either one really doesn't matter. I prefer the ActionScript 3.0 for the video production because it has more options. But if you want to incorporate this animation with HTML5 files or like a Dreamweaver, then maybe HTML5 may work better. Some benefits of HTML5 canvas file, this platform is, it is working on any device, so it's more compatible. But as an ActionScript 3.0 file, it will require to install the Flash player, which will be gone at the end of this year. But for now, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to choose just the HTML5 canvas and create it. Now we have a new document. Now number 2, drawing with a shape tool. So once you open this new document, in your properties panel, you're going to see the basic info about your new document, your new movie file. The stage color, white, based on the hexadecimal code, 6 digits. You can use that. Frame rate and the dimensions here. So let me use the basic concept of this, the rectangle tool, and then oval, and then a polystar tool. So rectangle tool. Imagine Adobe Illustrator like a vector drawing tool. So it's a kind of a same concept. You're going to have 2 different color settings. One for the fill based on the hexadecimal code. Another one for the stroke, the outline, like an Illustrator. You may choose any different color. Okay. And then you can draw a square, rectangle, or you can hold down the shift key to keep the same proportion like a square, maybe a perfect circle. We're going to use that. It's a kind of universal keycaps. Also, in your properties panel, once you choose your drawing tool, you're going to see that stroke weight, stroke size. Yeah, stroke weight and stroke size is kind of the same thing. It represents the thickness of your outline, your stroke. So we have a thicker outline. Okay. Some interesting thing is, once you draw it, anything like this, maybe this time let me draw the perfect circle by using the oval tool, like this. There are 2 selection tools. One selection tool, one sub-selection tool. In Illustrator, it is called the direct selection tool. So basically the same thing. So selection tool will select your entire object, your drawing. So vector drawing. Okay. Funny thing is, in Illustrator, when you click on the middle or the fill, any area of your drawing, it will select everything, fill and the stroke. But in Adobe AnimateCC, it will select it separately like this. So maybe this is fun, and maybe some people may feel this is a little inconvenient, but yep, that's what it is. Okay, if you want to select both, select everything. Another thing is, when you place your mouse cursor on the border, do you see that? A little arc, upside down arc right next to your mouse cursor. And keep pressing. You can push, you can pull. So you can distort the shape. Looks like some kind of a cell or amoeba or something. Okay. Now, sub-selection tool. Remember that, yeah, the direct selection tool in Illustrator, you can select each anchor point, like each handler. Same thing. When you click on the outline, see that? The handlers? And you can distort it. You can change the shape. Okay? And also, if you want to change the fill color or stroke color, there are basically two different ways. So let me change the black fill into something else. Let me choose my selection tool, click my fill, and then you can change your fill color from here to blue. For my stroke color, let me select my outline stroke and change the color to green. Like that. It works. Another way is, without selection, you can change your fill or the stroke color by using paint bucket tool. So first, let me choose my paint bucket tool, and then I'm going to change my fill color to purple and click in the middle. Let me choose this from here. See? So without selection, you can change your fill color. For the stroke color, let me change my stroke color first to maybe dark purple. Now you see that little tiny triangle? So meaning there is hidden tool, ink bottle tool. Choose that. And then click anywhere. It changes your stroke color. You don't have to click on the border. You can click just anywhere because it applies new color onto your outline, your stroke only. Okay. Polystar. Once you choose this, scroll down, and then there's a style, polygon, and then you can change the number of sides. So 5 means it will have pentagon like this. If you increase this number, this value, for example 8, yes, octagon, like this. Now you may wonder about rectangle primitive tool and oval primitive tool. Let me show you the difference. So I'm choosing the rectangle primitive tool. So let me draw just a perfect square. It looks okay. I can change my the stroke color and fill color as I did, and I can change my stroke weight as well. I'm going to make it a little bit lighter, like 5. Okay, now let's see this. So this is a square I drew by using the rectangular primitive tool. In your properties panel, scroll down. You can see rectangle options. Let me choose this. Once you choose that, you can have kind of rounded corner. You can control the other corner radius value by controlling this. You may enter different value for each corner. So let me have this, like 10. See what happens. See? Maybe it's too little. Let me try 50. Or even I can have another 50 on this opposite corner. So you can have the different shapes. Okay. This time, let me draw one perfect circle, like this. Then, scroll down. Start angle, you can make a pipe chart, like this, or Pac-Man. End angle, you can change that. Inner radius, you can make a hole. So you can draw something kind of a little bit different shapes, maybe even like a letter C, like this. Okay. Number 3, drawing with pen tool. Let me choose my pen tool, and normally when I use a pen tool, let me show you this. Okay, so this pen tool is the concept is almost exactly the same to Adobe Illustrator and then Adobe Photoshop's pen tool, even in design as well. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. You can draw straight line by click, 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 and it will apply the current stroke color. If you want to fill with certain color like this purple, just to choose your paint bucket tool and you can fill it in. For the curve, always start with one click. For the next point, you can click and keep pressing and drag it until you see the line you're looking for, like this. Next point, you can click. You can make this wave. But normally what I do is, you may refer my previous the video using the pen tool. I will make a link on top of this screen. Click and drag it, and before you jump to the next point, normally I re-click to cut this handler, because if I just go as it is, see this line, I'm not free from this handler, the blue handler, the previous one. So normally I click again to cut this handler out, and then now I'm free. Cut. And make sure when you use this pen tool, you always make the kind of closed shape. So that means you're ending your drawing where at the end where you started, you began, like here. And then you can fill with any color. Number 4, moving. So now it's time to use the motion tween or classic tween. So let me draw one oval. I will place it somewhere on top left corner. In order to move it to a certain direction, basically in your timeline, you're going to need to have 2 dots. Each dot is called a keyframe. And then on this first dot, we call the keyframe, is going to be our departure, where we start the animation. And then the second dot, the second keyframe, will represent your destination, where to end. So first, select your first keyframe in your timeline. Once you draw something like this, go to Insert menu. Let me try the Classic Tween first. Create Classic Tween. You see that basic time segment, 24 frames. That's the basic frame rate. And then insert a keyframe by clicking this button. You can do this in here, or you can go to Insert menu and Timeline and Keyframe. Either one's fine. Or another keycap is F6 on your keyboard. So let me insert a keyframe. See? Now we have 2 dots. Departure here and destination on 24. And then you see that kind of a hairline with arrowhead. That means this is correct one. Now, on frame number 24, on destination, select your object and move to somewhere. Now, let me play it. It is playing like this. Okay. Now let me show the difference of motion twin. Let me make a new layer on top. I'm going to draw another circle here. Let me change my fill color. This time maybe red. No, blue. Yep. Okay. And on the first keyframe, our departure. See, I'm going to insert this time, create motion twin. On frame number 24, 1 second mark, let me insert the keyframe. See? And then let me move this up to top, right corner. Do you see the difference? I can play it. It plays like this. But as a motion twin, you're going to see that kind of a path of this animation. And then place your mouse cursor over this path. It may recall you kind of distorting the shape using the selection tool at the very beginning of this video. Meaning you can push, you can pull, you can change the path like this. See? Okay. So this is moving. Another real quick thing is, once you have the departure and destination, then you can insert either more keyframes in between anywhere, so you can change something. So for example, on maybe frame number 12, on the my purple one, let me insert the keyframe. Now this is a point I can make some change. For example, let me choose my free transform tool, and then I'm going to make it smaller. Same way, on my new top layer for the blue one, let me insert the keyframe. I'm going to distort it like this. And let me play it. See? So you can insert the keyframes between the departure and the destination, as many as you can. Now number 5, transform, rotate and scale. Let me draw one rectangle, or let me draw this time maybe a star. I'm going to choose a polygon tool, and number of sides, no, I'm going to choose star. Number of sides, let me have 5. And no stroke color. And let me draw the star. Okay, so I have a star in the middle. Okay, let me apply classic twin first. On first keyframe the departure and go to insert menu and classic twin and insert the keyframe. So we have a departure and destination, nothing's changing. What I'm gonna do is, let me choose that one of them, maybe the first keyframe, the departure. Then in your toolbox, you're gonna see that transform. If you do not see this, it is under Windows menu and transform. Okay, now it has the several options. I have rotate, the scale. By clicking, checking this chain, you can keep the same proportion. So I'm going to keep it. Constraint. Let me make it smaller. Tiny. And watch. It does that. Okay. Let me move back again. Now this time, transform. Let me rotate it. Maybe about that. And watch. Also, you can try this. I rotate it by using this, but I'm not going to change it for now. So it's a 0 angle. And watch this. Once you choose, have this kind of a classic or a motion twin, then select your frame. In your properties panel, you're going to see that rotate option. So I'm going to rotate clockwise or counterclockwise, maybe one time or twice, and play it. So you can do this way. Okay, now number 6, alpha value. So this is about the kind of a fading in and a fading out effect. But let me show you this. I'm going to draw, no, this time let me type something. Let me type animation, like this. Okay, and Times New Roman, bold. Let me choose just a black and a little bit smaller. Okay. Normally for the text, what I do is I just go to modify menu and I choose the break apart and break apart twice. So this is like the kind of a create outlines in Illustrator if you're familiar with that. So it changes your text into graphics. Normally I do this because it gives me a more option as a movie clip symbol later. I will explain that later. Okay. So animation. So I have a fill color. You can change your opacity value by changing this. You see that? It's a gray. 100%. That's a black. Okay. Another thing is, let me apply some of the classic tween on this animation text. Click on my departure first keyframe, insert classic tween, and insert the keyframe. Now in between these two, I have a departure and a destination. For example, on my departure, my playhead is on frame number 1. Where's my departure? And click on your text on your stage. Now your properties panel shows you information about this, and then there is one option, it's called the color effect. If you're choosing your frame number 1 on your timeline, you won't see that. You have to make sure, click on your text. See? Now color effect, let me try the alpha. See? 0%, 50%, 100%. And then you can animate it. So each dot, each keyframe can have a different alpha value. So meaning you can have fading in or fading out. Number 7, symbol. I had another video, more details about the symbols, but I will explain very simply. So there are basically 3 different types of symbol. So open your library, and there are 2 different ways of creating new symbol. The first one is in your library panel. On the bottom left corner, you're going to see that new symbol. You can do that, and you can make your new symbol from here. So this is one way, or you can go to insert and new symbol. Either way is fine. And the name of a symbol, you can choose anything. And this is important, types. 3 different types: movie clip symbol, button, and the graphics. And then I explained about the difference between each one in my previous video. I will make a link on top of this window and my description as well, so you can refer that. And then once you have a symbol, so let me have just symbol number 1, and let me draw something like a star. So I have a star, black star. Once you create a new symbol, you can see that kind of a new window and then a new independent timeline. You can go back to your main scene anytime. You can see the symbols here. And then you can have multiple copies of any symbol. Okay? And each copy of this symbol, you can have different size, and you can distort it, and also you can apply the different alpha value. So each copy of my star symbol is called instance. So excuse me. So now I have 5 instances of one symbol. So graphic symbol, movie clip symbol, button symbol, same way. Okay, and then it doesn't increase your file size, so which is pretty good. Number 8, mask. Let me show you this. For the masking things, let me draw one, maybe an oval. I'm going to show you 2 different masks. I will also make a link to my the masking video things. There are more details, but this kind of basic concept of a mask. So let me draw any shape, any color. The color really doesn't matter. Okay, and then let me draw, create a new layer on the bottom. Okay, and let me import any image. Any image is fine. Let me import image to the library first. Yep, maybe this caterpillar. Yeah, this is the image I used before. Okay, and let me have it on my bottom layer. Okay, see that? Then now I'm going to animate this circle kind of moving back and forth. So select that, go to insert menu, create classic tween, insert the keyframe. I'm going to insert another keyframe on frame number, the 2-second mark. Keyframe. In the middle one, here, let me just move it to here. So it will be moving just like this. The problem is my caterpillar is gone. So on frame, let me highlight that 2-second mark, frame number 48, and just let me insert a frame. So it will look like this. Okay, now it's time to apply the mask. Select your top layer where you have your circle, your shape, and hold down the Control key or right click, and choose the mask. So this happens. So this shape now is a kind of a circle, but it could be letter form, it could be anything. Star, square. Number 9, image fade in and out. This AnimateCC is based on the vector graphics, but also you can import the images, the bitmap images, like a JPEG, PNG file, or GIF file, like you're doing. You're importing, placing the images in Illustrator. So let me import the one image to library. That caterpillar again. So my caterpillar is in my library. Let me drag and drop to my stage. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Option, Shift, or just a Shift. Okay. So I have one image. I want to try kind of have the fade in and out effect like we did previously. So first, on my departure, so this thing, select the insert menu, create classic tween, and insert the keyframe. I'm going to insert another keyframe on 2-second mark, frame number 48. Insert another keyframe. Now, on my first one, frame number 1, first dot, my departure, place your playhead on frame number 1. Now click on your image on your stage. Open Properties panel. You're going to see the color effect. Choose the alpha. So I set to 0. So it is fading in. Now I want to make it fade out. on 2-second mark, click on your image and alpha. So it is fading in and out, in and out, in and out. Number 10, export as MP4 video file for the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or any type of social medias. So let me make that really simple, super simple animation. I'm going to type hello. Let me choose a different typeface. I want to have some bold and heavy. So let me choose Impact. Where are you? Impact. Let me modify, break apart, and break apart. I'm going to make it by using this free transform tool bigger, like this. Hello, it's too big. Okay, something like this. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is from here, insert timeline. Create classic tween and insert a keyframe. And on my second keyframe, I'm going to make it smaller by using this free transform tool, tiny. Just like this. And then maybe I'm going to insert another keyframe a little bit shorter, less than a second, like a half second. And then I'm going to rotate it, maybe like this. So it does that. And then let me insert another keyframe. I'm going to rotate it and make it bigger. Rotate, bigger. Okay, so it's not too bad. So let me say I'm good and I want to use it for the Instagram or the Twitter or Facebook or my YouTube. Then first, save your file. Make sure you're saving your file. I'm gonna save it on my desktop. My desktop is messy. But anyway, hello. That's my file name. Oh, I have it already. Hello too. Okay, then go to File, Export, Video and Media. Now, I'm not gonna change the settings, entire movie, and then format. Please choose the H264 and then YouTube 620, or maybe some others fine, but I'm going to choose this 620. Then output 2, I want to export it to my desktop as a hello 2, and it will have .mp4 extension. Save it. And then normally I check this box anyway. Once you click on export, it will open your file on the media encoder, and then by checking this box, it will process in media encoder automatically and will save it to your designated destination. So export. Okay, so I think it is done. So let me check my desktop. Let me find the hello2.mp4. See, it is working. Okay, now you can use it for the any media. Even you can cooperate with the Adobe After Effects or Premiere Pro, or even the Final Cut Pro or Premiere Rush, anything, even iMovie. Okay, so I tried to cover the 10 basic things we must know as a beginner of a Flash, the AnimateCC. I hope this video helped. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time.